Welcome everybody to another post game. The New York Knicks lose to the Oklahoma City Thunder 145 to 135. I got a lot to say. Let me just tweet out that we're live right now. Just give me a second. This was one of those games where you think that there has to be a change coming, whether it's the coaching staff. It has to be the coaching staff. Tom Thibodeau tonight. It's like, hold on, let me just tweet that we're live. Bear with me for 1 second. I have really no words to say on tonight's game. Like, it was god awful. Like, everything, top to bottom, god awful. All right, yeah. The New York Knicks lose to the Oklahoma City Thunder. I believe the Oklahoma City Thunder have now beat the Knicks 5 times in a row. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, superstar, came into Madison Square Garden. The Knicks had no answer for him defensively. The Knicks had no answer for nobody defensively. This was a game where you expected more from them on the defensive end, and they just didn't show up. Game started at 12 o'clock. They went ghost. It's like, at this point, I don't think they're buying in Tom Thibodeau. I don't think that he's getting the best out of the coach. I don't think that he's the right coach for this team. And I think that the New York Knicks have ultimately checked out on Tom Thibodeau. And I think if there was any game where you would fire Tom Thibodeau, this would be it. You let the Thunder come into your stadium and drop 140 points? Really? 140 points? They dropped 145 points. Granted, you scored 135 points, but you let the Thunder come into this Madison Square Garden, sweep you on the court, and just annihilate you. And the rotations tonight, it's like, at this point, I think Tom Thibodeau is trolling us. He has to be trolling us. He has to be going down with the ship. He has to be thinking, if I'm going to go down, I'm going to go down my way. Nobody's going to stop me. Maybe he has reassurance from the front office that he's not going anywhere. Otherwise, it just absolutely makes no sense whatsoever for Obi Toppin came out of this game in the fourth quarter. You put Julius Randle back in the game. Why? For what? Why are you putting Julius Randle back in the game? Oh, boy. Obi Toppin and Immanuel Quickley, 2 most efficient players on this team, balled out today. Obi Toppin was well on his way to having another good game. Immanuel Quickley, shout out to Immanuel Quickley. He keeps balling out in limited minutes. Shout out to Cam Reddish tonight. Those are only 3 guys who showed up. Everyone else, RJ Barrett, I can't explain why Tom Thibodeau, he pulled him in the third quarter. Barrett was playing poorly, just like everyone on the team. He was playing like crap. But it's honestly ridiculous not to put him back in the game. Like, why wouldn't you put him back in the game in the 4 for, like, you have Evan Fournier out there playing rather than RJ Barrett? Please make it make sense. Can somebody please try to make it make sense for me? Evan Fournier is out there. Quentin Grimes is on the bench. RJ Barrett's on the bench. Evan Fournier has given you nothing all year. He's trolling us. He has to be trolling us. Are we living in this universe of Tom Thibodeau's world where he's trying to get fired? Like, I think it's either he's trying to get fired, he's trying to go down his way, or it's no way, because he's not changing for anybody. He's not changing for us fans. He's not changing for the front office. Look, Tom Thibodeau and Leon Rose are buddies. And if Leon Rose watched today's game, I would be on the phone right now saying, look, Tom, you were the coach of the year, the first year you came here, first or second year, and you've done what you came to do for this organization. I'm sorry, but your time is up. If I was Leon Rose, that would be my conversation with Tom Thibodeau right now. I would say, I'm sorry, but your time is up. Like, for Tom Thibodeau to play Obi Toppin when the New York Knicks are getting blown out by the Oklahoma City Thunder, limited minutes along with Emmanuel Quickley, and then on top of that, you play Julius Randle extended minutes in the fourth quarter when Julius Randle is letting anybody blow by him. Anybody. If my 4-year-old daughter was playing in this game, she probably could have scored a bucket on Julius Randle. He doesn't play defense at all. Julius Randle doesn't play defense. All he cares about is scoring. He doesn't like getting anybody involved. It's just frustrating. It's honestly ridiculous, and like I'm hot. I'm heated. Like, you look at the box score, Julius Randle, 25 points, 10 rebounds. I don't care. I really don't care. What did you contribute to winning? What did you contribute on the defensive end? Were you contributing on that side of the floor? No. Cam Reddish was the best Knicks player tonight. He was. Cam Reddish balled out tonight, and along with Quickly, it's just, after tonight, I don't see how Tom Thibodeau can last. I really don't. I don't see how he can last. You hear it on Twitter. You hear it from the media. I think the screams are only going to get louder for Tom Thibodeau. And yeah, it's not like the Knicks have a bad record. They fall to 6-7, 4-3 at home. They're still above 500 at home, but it's the way they're playing. Tom Thibodeau was brought in here to play defense. This year, they're not playing defense at all. They've checked out on him. They're not playing defense for him. They're not playing hard. They're not playing with energy. They're not playing with heart. They're not. It's the New York Knicks have issues. They have problems that they need to fix. And I don't think they can fix those issues without the coach getting out of here, man. I really don't. Yeah, I mean, there's really no other way to put it. You can say that it's early. You can say that there's new players. You can say that there's new players trying to get adjusted. You can say that Quentin Grimes is coming back from an injury and you want to bring him on slowly, yada, yada, yada. That situation is weird to me in itself. If he's healthy, if he's playing on the court, he should be guarding Shai Alexander all game. If he's healthy, Quentin Grimes should be playing. Mike D in the chat. Dibs around don't need to go. I agree. Appreciate the comment, Mike D. Appreciate you guys commenting in the chat. Yeah, man. Dibs got to go, and the Knicks got to figure out a way to get rid of Julius Randle. Like I've stuck most of the season. I've stuck up for Randle. He's played well for the the first few games he was playing well. Last game he played really well. He let the game come to him, but it's just, we know what he is at this point. Like, I'm trying to find ways that he can help this offense or help us win. The worst thing that the Knicks did was give him that extension. It set their franchise back. It did. And I'm just being real. That 2020 season when Randle was an all-star, COVID season, balling out, no fans, no pressure. That in itself is a red flag. But he balls out, becomes an all-star, played great. More power to him. Played poorly in the playoffs. Got a big extension. Now what? Evan Fournier, dead contract. Evan Fournier is currently a dead contract in your team. He can't play. Has another year left. $18 million. So I can come on here and preach about Tom Thibodeau. I think that if there was a game to can him, it's after today's game. But then it doesn't stop there. The front office, Leon Rose and them, like, it doesn't stop there. You can't just fire Tom Thibodeau and saying all is fixed. All is fixed. No. You got booed off the court at Madison Square Garden today. Booed off the court. You got embarrassed on your home court. I thought we were done with this. Like, we got Brunson, we got our point guard. I thought we were done with games like this. Every year, it seems like we have a game like multiple games at home like this. You get booed off the court. These fans pay all these prices to come to MSG, spending like $100 in the Garden. You got to park somewhere. If you're taking a subway, great. And then you give them a performance like this. The Thunder scored 145 points tonight, bro. Like, your defense is non-existent. It's a shame. Ian Begley says the Knicks allow 145 points in regulation and a home loss to OKC. That is the highest opponent total allowed by a Tom Thibodeau coached Knicks team. OKC hit 55% of his three-point attempts. They were 17 for 31. The Thunder entered play. The Thunder entered play today ranked 29th in three-point field goal percentage. 29th. 29th, and they hit 55% today. How? Why? What is the issue? Where is the problem? Like, what is the real issue here? PR Defcon in the chat. There's never any accountability put on Randall. Hate that. Never. Ever since Julius Randle has been here, no accountability for him whatsoever. None. No accountability. Randle can get away with anything. He's putting up numbers, but they're air. Those numbers don't mean anything. If you watch the games, I look, there are Randle supporters, there are Barrett supporters. I get that. You support your player, but at what point, Julius Randle, you're just scoreboard watching if you see him putting up these numbers, but on the defensive end, he's non-existent. Like, it starts with him. There were points in the game where the offense was, look, first half, the Knicks were, we can go through the game if you guys want. First quarter, Knicks scored 48 points, the most points in a first quarter in Knicks history. Everything was rolling. OKC was scoring in the first quarter as well. Second quarter, that's when OKC took the lead, never looked back. Cam Reddish was aggressive in that first quarter. Shout out to Cam Reddish. He really balled out today after having a few bad games offensively. He's been one of your most consistent players on the defensive end. Picked it up on the defensive end today. I keep saying tonight. I'm so used to night games. And then, yeah, third quarter was a disaster. And what happened? Obi Toppin didn't check in until 3 minutes left in the third. Knicks were lifeless in that third. When I tell you the Knicks were lifeless, they were lifeless. And Obi Toppin was on the bench until 3 minutes left to go in the third quarter. I don't get it. At this point, I feel like I'm beating a dead horse. I really do. It's Sunday. It's frustrating. It's supposed to be a nice Sunday, football Sunday. Knicks game. Giants are on right now. So I'm sure you guys, if you guys are watching this post game, it's probably after the Giant game. But I know you'd rather be watching the Giants right now because I know you probably not be rather watching me rant on the Knicks about their awful play today. Stat from Obi Muse, 10 points, 2 rebounds. Obi Toppin, 10 points, 2 rebounds, 80% from the field, 67% from three. Only played 7 minutes in the second half. Disgrace. Absolute disgrace. So, where do we go from here? The question I ask you is, where do we go from here? I don't know. Jalen Brunson. It seemed like the coach benched Brunson, RJ Barrett. He took out Obi Toppin, but he didn't bench Randle. What does that tell you? What does that tell you? He benches Brunson. Brunson actually had a good game. Why didn't he play? He could have been playing with Quickly. Quickly, Cam, Brunson. Right there. But instead you had to feed us this BS of Evan Fournier. Like, I feel like I can coach the Knicks. I can coach this team better than Tom Thibodeau's coaching his team. Like, are we living in another world? Like, where this dude is so stubborn that he doesn't notice what we're seeing? Like, are we not seeing what he's seeing? Like, are we crazy? Are we crazy? Are we the crazy fans that, look, Tom Thibodeau's right? Are we the crazy fans that don't know what we're talking about? Because when you test Tom Thibodeau, he fires back at you. He makes it seem like you don't know what you're talking about. Okay, Thibs. Okay. PR Defcon in the chat. It tells you that Randall has some dirt on Thibs. Oh, man. Take that in for a second. RJ Barrett didn't play. He got benched. Brunson got benched the final 17 minutes of the game. And then you bench Obi Toppin, and then you put in Julius Randle there in that fourth quarter. Why? It makes your head explode. It makes no sense. Sooner or later, I hate to say it, Obi Toppin and Emmanuel Quickley are going to want the heck out of here, bro. And I don't blame them. I don't blame them one bit. I would not blame Obi Toppin and Emmanuel Quickley on one and out. You can't flourish like this in this system. You can't. Obi has shown you nothing but improvement year after year after year, and he can't play more than 15 minutes a game. Make it make sense. It doesn't. It doesn't make sense. It does not make sense. Emmanuel Quickley has been one of the most consistent players on the New York Knicks. Can't play more than 20 minutes a game. They're on the bench rotting for the New York Knicks. Those two players are on the bench rotting. They are. So I do not blame Obi. I wouldn't blame Quickley on one and out. And you know what else I was thinking? Maybe Tom Thibodeau is trying to send a message to the front office. Has anyone ever thought about that? Maybe Tom Thibodeau is trying to send a message to the front office. I'm not going to play these guys. You didn't want to get me superstar this summer. I'm going to do I'm going to coach how I want to coach. What if Tom Thibodeau wanted the Knicks to trade for a superstar? They didn't. Now he's doing whatever he has to do. He's coaching his way out of New York. He's going to get fired. He's still going to get paid. He's still going to get his money. You could fire Thibs. But what if he's trying to send a message to the front office? We don't know, man. I don't know. Maybe that's a theory that I just came up with, but because otherwise it just makes no sense. It makes no sense for RJ Barrett not to come back in this game. It didn't make sense for Brunson to not come back in this game. You're trying to send a message to the wrong players. To the wrong players. Granted, RJ Barrett, terrible game. First half, terrible. Beginning of the third quarter, foul trouble, terrible. But you paid him all that money. What if he snaps out of it? You paid him to snap out of it. He could snap out of it. I've seen RJ Barrett countless times snap out of it. I've seen Barrett snap out of it. He could snap out of it. But instead, you're playing Evan Fournier in the game. Now, the Knicks are caught in a tough situation with Fournier. Because I know I don't want to see him play. Fans don't want to see him play. But they're trying to get him to raise his trade value because I think they're looking to shop him. I do. I think they'll be stupid not to look to shop Fournier, but I think they're trying to get him to raise his trade value. Otherwise, it makes no sense why you're not playing Grimes over him other than a foot injury, which you're saying he's healthy, and he was guarding Shai sometimes. I mean, granted, Shai was killing everybody. He's a superstar. That's what superstars do. So I think the Knicks are just trying to get something out of Evan Fournier. And they're going to look to ship him off. They're going to look to trade him. But look, bottom line, OKC star showed up. Almost dropped a 40-piece in the Garden, 37 points. You had no answer for him, along with 8 assists. I mean, the Oklahoma City Thunder are rebuilding. They have a boatload of picks. They're rebuilding. Their number 2 pick from this year is out for the season. They have a superstar in Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and Giddey, stud. Dort, stud. If I was buying stock right now in a team, it would be the Oklahoma City Thunder. Great team, great coach. They're coached greatly. Boatload of picks. I mean, and they came into Madison Square Garden, wiped the Knicks right up the floor. Right up the floor. PR Defcon in the chat. RJ starts slow at times and then heats up. We've seen it. Evan needs to be benched, period. At this point, it makes no sense not to bench Fournier unless, like I said, you're trying to shop him. You're trying to ship him off somewhere. And, yeah, I mean, you know, I'm on that aspect, I'm speechless. I really am. And the front office isn't going to do nothing about it. It seems like they're content. Look, go out there, win some games. But this is a game you got embarrassed, man. You got embarrassed by the Oklahoma City Thunder. You deserve to be booed off the floor. Evan Fournier today, 0 points, 0-5 from field goal, 2 rebounds, 0 assists, 0 steals, 0 blocks. Evan Fournier played more minutes than Obi Toppin and Quentin Grimes. Make it make sense. Please, make it make sense. If somebody comes in here and explains to me why Evan Fournier is getting these minutes over Quentin Grimes, Obi Toppin, he's providing nothing on offense. He's providing nothing on defense. He's providing you absolutely nothing. What world are we living in? What world is this? Please explain to me. I'm baffled. Like, I really am. Quentin Grimes, this is from Knicks Muse. Quentin Grimes has played more than 8 minutes in one game this season. Evan Fournier has played 11 plus minutes in every game. Grimes has been hurt. We get that, but the benching of Brunson, the benching of Barrett there at the end, it's mind numbing. And then you pull Obi Toppin for Randall. Please somebody ask Thibodeau what was behind the decision making of pulling Obi there when nobody was giving you any effort on the defensive end. Obi Toppin comes in the game, does what he does, gives you highlights, defensive effort. He's going to give you the effort. I'm telling you, these guys are going to want out of New York. Obi Toppin, Emmanuel Quickley, they're going to want out. I don't blame him. And there's been reports that the Knicks are taking calls on Emmanuel Quickley and that his team, Emmanuel Quickley's camp, wasn't happy about his playing time last year. Are they going to be happy about his playing time this year? Doubt it. I doubt it. If Obi Toppin was on the Oklahoma City Thunder, he'll probably be a star by now. He'll probably be playing 25 plus minutes a night. He'll probably be starting. I mean, at this point, it's beating a dead horse. You're trying to make change. You're trying to figure out why Tom Thibodeau is like this. Why is he stubborn? Why is he in his own? It's like he thinks that he knows more basketball than you. You question him about it. He fires back. He's stubborn. He says, oh, I got numbers that you guys don't have. This and that, blah, blah, blah. We're just over it at this point. I'm over it. I don't know how you guys feel, but I don't think Thibodeau is the right coach for this team. And I think the New York Knicks from top to bottom, Leon Rose, and then it starts with, and then it goes down from Tom Thibodeau. They need to start fresh. They do. You got to hire a GM, make the GM bring him his own coach. A lot of fans want to see Johnny Bryant as the next head coach, give him a shot. But otherwise, it's not working. And if this is, look, we were supposed to wipe the Detroit Pistons last game, and we did. This was another game we were supposed to win. The Thunder, not a great team, but you're home. Take advantage of your home court. They come in here and drop 145 points. The Oklahoma City Thunder dropped 145 points. And do you guys know what's coming for the Knicks? Do you guys know what's coming for the Knicks? Do you know the schedule? I'll read it to you if you don't. Trust me, I'll read it to you. The New York Knicks head west, if you didn't know. They're on a West Coast trip. At Utah, at Denver, at Golden State, at Phoenix, and at Oklahoma City, the team that just wiped you off the court. Please tell me where are we getting a win? And don't say the Utah Jazz, because the Utah Jazz are playing really well right now. Granted, we could steal one, but please tell me. Let's say the Knicks get one win out of those 5 games. Not a great start to the season. It wouldn't be a great start at all. You got to do it today. You got to do it. You got to fire Tip. You got to fire Top Thibodeau, man. I'm done. Hire Kenny Atkinson, Mark Jackson, Jeff Van Gundy. I honestly think those 3 names are, those 2 names are, 3 names are over. I think their time has come and gone, but I think right now I want to see Johnny Bryant. I think the Knicks have held him there on the assistant coach's side on the bench. He didn't take the job he got offered a college job, didn't take it, because I know that he thinks that he can be the next Knicks head coach. And I think Johnny Bryant is the guy. I really do. If the Knicks fire Tom Thibodeau today, I do think Johnny Bryant will come in, step in, and he'll do a better job. You'll see it right away. I think the team will respond to it. I think Johnny Bryant will come in, not going to take any shit. Johnny Bryant doesn't look like the type of coach, the type of man that takes any shit. He's going to come in. This is just hypothetically speaking, because I don't know if this is happening or not, but I think if Bryant was to be the coach, I think Obi Toppin's minutes will drastically rise, and I think quickly will drastically rise, and I honestly think he'll change up things in that starting lineup. But Cam Reddish is playing really well, and I think Evan Fournier is done. Done as a basketball player. He's done. Like, again, Tom Thibodeau playing Fournier that amount of minutes tonight, more minutes than Barrett, more minutes than Toppin. That's a fireable offense. Fireable offense. It just is. Like, please, somebody try to explain to me why Evan Fournier is playing the amount of minutes that he's playing. You can't. Dibbs needs to be gone. You can't make a case not to fire him. The only case you can make not to fire him is that he's buddy with Leon Rose, and that's his guy. That's his guy. Leon Rose is his guy. And that's the only way I think Tom Thibodeau isn't going to go anywhere. But you got at this point, what's your only option? Hope that we play well. Hope that we continue to play 500 basketball. But a game like tonight, embarrassing loss in Madison Square Garden on a Sunday, beautiful Sunday afternoon, get wiped off the court. Leon Rose should be on the phone with Tom Thibodeau right now. Dude, your time is up. That's it. Dude, your time is up. Hass in the chat. Appreciate you guys in the chat. That Rose needs to go too. Yeah, I've said it multiple times. Tom Thibodeau is the first step. Then it has to be Leon Rose. He has to be right behind him. Even though I don't think you can allow Leon Rose to hire the next coach. You just can't, which is why I think if they fire Thibodeau, Johnny Bryant steps up, becomes a head coach of the Knicks, and they just let him ride. They just want to see what Bryant can do. I want to see what Johnny Bryant can do, because I think he's a great assistant coach, and I think honestly he's going to be a good coach in this league, and I think the Knicks would be stupid not to give him that opportunity. But yeah, you're right. Hass in the chat. Rose needs to go too. He does. That Fournier contract, bad. You draft Obi Toppin, you draft Emmanuel Quickley, you draft Quentin Grimes. They do not play. Obi Toppin does not play. Quentin Grimes, he's been hurt, injury prone. They do not play. Quickly was your most efficient player today. He didn't play. He should have played more. Should have played 35 minutes a game. Come on now. Stupid. I'm sorry. I'm mad. Buzzer beater, what's up, man? The talent on this team is too mediocre. Yeah. Way too mediocre. You got a bunch of guys that are average at a lot of things and not great at some things. This team is average, man. I mean, early on to start the season, you are what your record says you are. You're a game below 500. You've beaten pretty much teams that don't have a star at this point, and you're losing these games at home. You got wiped off the court tonight, embarrassingly. You should be ashamed of yourself. Front office should be on the phone right now with Tom Thibodeau. Your seat on the plane is taken. You're not boarding the plane. You're done. That's Leon. That's the job I want for Leon Rose to do right now. Get on the phone right now with Tom Thibodeau and say you're not boarding the flight to Utah and you're done. Because the New York Knicks are not responding to him defensively. It looks like they've checked out. Whether you want to say his talent, rotations are just stupid. 3 years in at this point, they're stupid. They're dumb. They make no sense. Obi Toppin should request a trade. Manuel quickly should. These guys need to play, and they're not playing. And when you look at the box score and you have Evan Fournier playing more than Obi Toppin, and then if I was Obi Toppin, if I got taken out of the fourth quarter for Julius Randle, I would have walked to the locker room. Like I would have walked right to the locker room, and I would have laughed and said, "This guy is crazy. This guy is nuts." It baffles my mind. It really does. PR Def Chan in the chat. If you guys didn't know, at this point, with the recent Rose comments at all, there's no doubt Thibs has lost the locker room. That's another thing. Derrick Rose 2 games ago came out and said he doesn't know what his role is. And there was another thing that he said, that I'm not one of those guys that are bitching and complaining. Who is he talking about? That means somebody in the Knicks went into Thibs' office and was complaining about their playing time. And you can only point to a couple of people, right? Who are the players that we think need to play more? Obi, Quickly, Grimes. Pick one of those 3. I think that's who Derrick Rose was talking about. But I just think that, yeah, man, Tom Thibodeau has lost the locker room. I do. At this point, it just makes no sense. How you can allow the Oklahoma City Thunder to come into MSG and drop 145 points on you? Shame on you, New York. Shame on you. Shame on you. Shame on you. I heard about this rumor, too. I heard rumors the Knicks are looking to trade for Anthony Davis. What do you think? AD may be washed, but a move like that makes sense. See, the thing is with Anthony Davis, it depends who you're giving the Los Angeles Lakers. If you're giving the Lakers Julius Randle, and if you're getting rid of Evan Fournier, and you're taking on Anthony Davis, but I honestly think it would be Randle, Fournier, and you would have to add one of the young guys to get Anthony Davis. But I do think Anthony Davis is declining right now. I don't think that he would be a fit because you're just bringing in Anthony Davis, and it's another roadblock for Obi Toppin. I mean, at that point, is he ever going to play more than 20 minutes a game? You bring in Anthony Davis. I mean, he gets hurt a lot, so maybe he'll take those minutes. But I just think right now, it depends who you would give up. If you can give up Randle, Fournier, I would think about it. I would. Duncan in the chat. Appreciate you guys in the chat. The coach needs to go. Yeah, I've been preaching on this live stream for the past, how long we've been on here now? 34 minutes. Tom Thibodeau should not board the plane to Utah. I think Tom Thibodeau needs to go. I think Leon Rose needs to be on the phone right now with Tom Thibodeau and say, your time is up, man. Sorry, you're my bro, and then I think Leon Rose needs to be right behind him, because the New York Knicks need a clean house, top to bottom. Too many cooks in the kitchen from the summer during the Donovan Mitchell trade talks. You were hearing this and that. Just too many guys with different roles. It's just a mess up there. And Leon Rose, yes, he's made some good things happen here in New York draft-wise, but you got to give some credit to Scott Perry, too. Scott Perry knows how to draft. So I don't know what Leon Rose has done at this point. I mean, it's frustrating to say the least, but I mean, I think they give up some picks, hypothetically, Randall and Evan Turnstile. Yeah, I mean, if you call the Lakers and you give up Randall, Fournier, it's gonna have to be more than that, though. They're not gonna. They're gonna want to give. They're gonna want to take some. They're gonna want to rebuild, right? They're gonna want to take some of your draft picks, and at that point, you have to figure out why. What's your goal? Is your goal to get rid of Randall, or is your goal to get rid of those contracts and win, or do you just want to start over, get rid of Randall, get rid of the guys that are in Obi Toppin's way, even though there should be nobody in Obi Toppin's way, get rid of Fournier, play quickly more, and they got to make it. They got to open some things up, man. There's too many guys that needs to play. That's the thing. That's another thing. There's too many guys that need minutes. We can go from the point guard down to the center. You have Quickly needs minutes. Grimes is going to need minutes. Reddish now needs minutes. Toppin needs minutes. iHeart needs minutes. So, and obviously you have the starting group. So they need to open up some things and clear some things up because it's not working. Let me see if Tom Thibodeau has spoken yet. Once again, appreciate you guys in the chat. If you haven't done so already, like this video. Subscribe to the channel. I'm Anthony from Knicks Nation. I'll be here all year doing post games and, yeah, reacting to losses like this, which are absolutely god-awful. Has Tom Thibodeau spoken yet? Has Tom Thibodeau spoken yet? Yes, he has. Tom Thibodeau says he's disappointed by the up and down nature of the last few games for the Knicks. Yeah, you and me both, Dibs. You and me both. I mean, we're playing up and down because the players have checked out on you. They have. Players have checked out. So, yeah, man, tough loss again. We'll be back at it on Tuesday. I just wanted to come on here and rant a little bit, but sucks. Really does. But, yeah, if you haven't done so already, once again, like the video, subscribe to the channel. I'll be back and get the jabs. Hopefully we get some news about Thibs, and I'll come back and hop on here. But if not, we're just going to continue to play like this. I mean, checked out defensively. Offensively, we're scoring, but we can't stop nobody. Frustrating loss. Be back on Tuesday. Appreciate you guys once again. And have a good Sunday. Hopefully the Giants can pull out and win this game. So, go Knicks. All right, guys. Peace.